They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced. Yet I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice redo? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing: send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tired, scared, or alone, I hope you feel seen through the screen in your home, because God hears whispers, not just the loud, and He's working right now, even in the crowd. So we pray for the missing. Every single time we pray for the answers in God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. Still believing God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name. And I trust what He's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.
Hey guys, how are we today? I'm so glad to see you all. We have Van, how are you? And Elizabeth, it's always good to see you. And Miss Elma, I'm so glad you guys could join me today. I already did my one live this week on Tuesday about the four kids that were abducted and taken to Europe by their mother who had the end time beliefs, remember? And but and I never do lives on the weekends. I can't remember the last time I did a live on the weekend, but as soon as I saw about little RJ, they call him RJ, and I've only been looking into it about 2 days, but I had to come and try to spread awareness where I can. His case reminds me a lot of Sebastian's, you guys, and you all remember that I spoke about Sebastian before his name hit the algorithms, and his case, was the uh the bumping one or the popping one to talk about, right? And so that don't matter a thing to me, and I haven't seen the news. The local news are getting out a lot about RJ, and that's great. And but I just want to do my part and use my platform for what I can too to talk about him too. You know, but first, I want to tell you guys the resource numbers and the website is going across my ticker at the bottom, and it should also be in my description. And also on my community posts, I've left 2 posts about him. And if you guys can always just screenshot my information and share that. You never have to share my channel or anything like that. Just share where you can, you guys. And also, I always want to come to my community, even if we don't live in the area, or even if you guys don't have social media to share, we can always pray. And we have seen for ourselves where prayer helps, and there is this verse that says, where 2 or 3 are gathered, he'll be there also. And we have us, and that's enough, so we can always pray. Um, so, oh no, Van. I know you can pull it through. That's not like you. As long as you don't get burnt yourself, then that's okay. Oh, okay, you guys. First, I'll show you the photos of him. He's 12 years old, and this is going on in a place called Chickasha, Oklahoma. And there's this place called Cement that's near there too. I know for sure. And also, you guys, I don't have a link. There is a Facebook group that is it's for searchers in the area, and I don't have their link right on hand, but if you go to my Facebook, the last post that I made, I did link them there, so you can click on their name in blue, and it'll take you straight there. But he's 12 years old. His hair is brown. His eyes are brown. He's 4 foot 11 inches tall, and he weighs 100 pounds. It says here, but on let me see what this one says. 85 pounds sticks in my brain. Yeah, we're going to go with 85 pounds because this is straight from the from alert put out by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations. So we're going to go with 85 pounds. And he was last seen wearing, so his family was staying at Quality Inn in Chickasha there, and he was last seen near there on last Friday the 2nd at around 11:20 p.m., and he was last seen wearing red and black plaid shirt, dark colored jeans, and brown steel toe boots. um Look at him, you guys. Bless him, bless him. And when I tell you about his life before he went missing, it's gonna break us all, and it's gonna make us mad. And sometimes we have to get mad to make change, right? Okay, so let me get my folder open here. And my mama is banging around in the kitchen. It's untelling what she's doing, you guys. If you guys hear, just let me know. Since I got this new microphone set up on the new settings and stuff, it might be a little bit loud. So you guys just let me know. Um, but okay, so this is him, and usually I like to tell you guys, what they like to do in their spare time, and um, what they like to do at school, if they had any extracurricular activities and things like that. But I don't know a whole lot in this case. From what I can find, it looks like he was homeschooled. And he was living with his mama Kimberly and his stepdad George Cole Jr. And they were living at, let me show you where they were living at. And this has been searched. The address linked to here, it shows that they also have what they call a shop in town. And the shop in town, it says it's an auto body shop by the address, but here it says that they run a horse training business. And let me get back to here. And so they were staying in that what do you call these, you guys, a fifth wheel? I think the mom says it's a horse trailer or fifth wheel or something like that. I can't remember right now, but it's not good. And I know that they have van lifers right now, or people that I watch on YouTube. There's this one family, and she's a traveling nurse, and the dad, he works from the RV, and it doesn't look like this, and they have showers and stuff they can take. But here they went to stay at the Quality Inn because, and you guys know I usually say the mama and stuff like that, but in this case it's the bio mother. I don't think that she was a mama at all. It does, Elizabeth, and especially with your profession, I'm sure it really, really breaks your heart even more. You've seen a lot more than most of us. Bless your heart. Hey, Carl, good to see you. How are you? And but I'm going to call her the bio mother. And so they were staying at the Quality Inn, and they said on that Friday that, oh, I do have to tell you guys this. So I found this on the bio mother's Facebook. This is from just a few weeks ago, right? Not even a month. And it says, if anyone sees my son, would you please let me or the department know? We are in Chickasha, and he has been missing since 1 a.m. My phone, and she gives her phone number and stuff like that. And I did mark that out because I really don't, I'm not worried about her privacy right now. I'll just tell you. And but he was found relatively quickly. This was what I found. So this was on the same day. It says, update. Thank you, everyone. Fire your help, and a special thanks to Officer Davis at the Chickasha PD. He is back with us. So he was found the same day, right? But why is this child running away? He's 12 years old. And it's not like it's the summer in Florida, or even the summer here in my holler. This is Oklahoma, and I would say it gets really cold there. Because the searchers, they're leaving out blankets and things like that for him. So you guys feel me, why is this child running away? And also, okay, so Friday was the second, and his mother said that he got grounded that day for disobedience. She didn't say what he did or anything like that, but she said they went to bed. Well, I'll play it and let you guys hear from her what she says. But the nobody even posted about it until they didn't share about it on social media until the 6th. So he was last seen on the 2nd, and they post about it on the 6th, those Tuesday, and it's the Chickasha Police Department. And oh, you guys, he also goes by Rocker Cole. His stepfather's name is George Cole Jr., so maybe that's why he uses Cole. His Alma says some women don't deserve to be mothers. Exactly, Miss Alma. You got that right. And and some don't even they don't deserve to be mothers. They don't deserve to have the title mama. And you guys know that I don't have children, but every time I look into these cases, I think about I'm so thankful for my mama, anyways. And I literally thank God every night for my mama. And I used to thank God for my dad too, And, but he passed away a month ago now. But, I, I know what a good childhood I had, and I know how good mamas should be, and this ain't it. This definitely ain't it. But it says he was last seen in Chickasha, Oklahoma on January 2nd at approximately 11:20 p.m. at the intersection of 4th Street and East Grand Avenue near the Quality Inn. He was last seen on foot wearing a red and black shirt, dark jeans, and brown steel toe boots. If seen, contact 911. So this was on Tuesday, the first time, and maybe you guys they thought that since he was found so quickly when he went missing in December, that that if they posted about it, he might not, it might scare him away even further. So I do have to think about that. But it's 4 days, 4 days before they posted about it. But it seems like once they posted about it, things did escalate quickly. The OSBI on January 7th. So the next day after they posted about it, they requested help from the OSBI. And so they started helping, and that was great that they got on it so quickly. Yes, absolutely, Carl. Prayers and vitamins equal strong. You got that right. 1000%. Um, and so things happen quickly after that. But I want to show you guys a few videos of his mother, his mom, well, his bio mother talking, and she kind of tells what happens. Let me see if this is it. No, that's not the one that I wanted to play. I'll leave myself notes down here. Yep. And when he ran away in December, I think that he went. Oh, and let me tell you guys this. I have been trying to find if the OSBI say that there was no other children at the home. But I do think that George has an older son at least, and she has an older daughter. So RJ does have an older sister, but she's not at the home and she hasn't been living at the home for a while. Hey Debbie, how are you? It's so good to see you. Oh, that's okay. Sure, just come back if you can. I'm not sure if this will be a long one because there's not a whole lot out, and I've already went live this week, but I just want to share what I can for him. Um, but yep, you go eat dinner and you come back when you can. I'm just glad to see you. Okay, so she's going to tell us a little bit more that happens here. So, oh yeah, what I was telling you guys, there is an older sister, but I don't think she's been staying there for a while. People are saying that she's been staying with an aunt. And when he left in December, he was staying at an aunt's house then, and they went and found him and unfortunately brought him back. So,
State agents joining in the search, days of searching for 12-year-old Ryan Davis.
He also goes by the name Riker Cole. News 4's Abigail Franklin talked to his mom and state investigators. Abigail, give us the latest.
Well, Heather, Kevin, state agents are calling this a suspicious disappearance due to the amount of time that Ryan has been missing. His family says they are desperate to find him and bring him home.
It is a suspicious disappearance at this time.
The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation stepping in to help find 12-year-old Ryan R.J. Davis, who also goes by Riker Cole. He's been missing since last Friday.
So we went to bed about 10:30, and about 1 o'clock, my husband got up to use the restroom and noticed him missing, and as soon as we did.
Okay, so they're staying at the Quality Inn, right? And when we've stayed in hotels like that, there's two beds right there together. So I'm not saying that it would be impossible for him to sneak out, but I am saying that it would be unlikely that nobody heard anything when he snuck out. But I do have to say this, that the OSBI are saying that they do believe that he is still alive and he did take off on his own. I do have to say that. Hey, Music City Mom, how are you? Good to see you.
We called 911 and we tried to get the search on the roll.
Family and the Chickasha community have been searching for days, but Ryan has not been found.
We had drones, we had our scent dogs out, we had 4x4s out, we had all of my family spotlighting, we had everybody and everything. We have our own little army out.
His parents say they were staying at the Quality Inn off Grand in Chickasha. They grounded Ryan on Friday evening for bad behavior. Then he ran away.
He had a sighting by a state trooper at 11:45 Friday night. We had another one last night.
I'm doing good, Music City Mom. Pretty good. I'm glad you're doing good too. So I have been finding I've only been looking into it for about 2 days now, but I've been trying to find about the bio father and where he's at and why that Ryan wasn't staying with him or couldn't stay with him. And from what I've been able to find, that he hasn't seen, his bio dad hasn't seen him in 8 years. So since he was 4 years old, I think. There's a vigil last night, and his bio dad did come, and he does speak on camera, so we can see that. But the dad, and he did say that the bio mother here she worked with him a little bit more, but that the stepfather here didn't want that to go on, and so he was the issue. But I can tell you this, that if I had a child, nobody would tell me that my child couldn't see his bio father if he was a good guy, And there was I did read that these two put a protective order against him and wouldn't let him see Ryan either. Or the paternal side of the family. There's an uncle that's speaking up, too. The bio dad's brother, and the paternal grandmother, she's speaking up too. And she said that she remembers buying him cars for his birthday and stuff like that. But none of them have seen him in a really long time. Hey, hippie chick, how are you? It's so good to see you.
Near our house, near Lake Birchie, and it was next to the fire department at Pioneer School.
Kim says this is not the only time he has done this. The first time, he ran away and ended up at a relative's house.
As soon as he ran away, that was the first place we sent the cops.
But that relative recently filed a protective order against them on Monday for alleged stalking, harassment, and domestic abuse. Ryan was not named in the documents. We asked OSBI if there's any possibility Ryan could be with this relative.
So I can't go into specifics of during this investigation who we've actually made specific contact with, where we've gone, where we're going to search, but I can't
that
say
says a lot to me that family member got a protection order against these two, because it does take quite a bit to get a protection order. So they had to have some kind of evidence that there was harassment and stalking and domestic violence, but you can get a pretty quick temporary one for like 7 days until, in a lot of states. I don't know about this state, so I can't say everywhere, but you can get a temporary one, and then the defendant, goes to court and states their side and why they shouldn't think that it should be granted and things like that. But I'm thinking there's probably evidence here of that.
You're bringing up that we have followed up with. As this investigation continues, the number one priority for us is to find this child.
Ryan's family is hoping that will happen quickly.
It's not good. It's scary. I don't know where my son is.
Obviously a very difficult time for this family. If you have any information about where Ryan could be, call police.
Now I want to there is one more interview where this comes out after the press conference and they're arrested. They are arrested, and somebody said that the charges at first were child abuse with injury. I didn't see that. When I saw it, it was crimes against nature and conspiracy. And in the press conference we're going to watch, the OSB agent, he says conspiracy because that they were together when these crimes occurred. They said that after he went missing, these charges stemmed from a conversation that he had with George and Kimberly, and those were the charges stemmed from a conversation he had with them. And he said that they are child abuse and child SA related charges, which are awful, you guys. And that's why I don't call her a mom or a mama or anything like that. And it's awful, absolutely awful. And I would absolutely say that that's why this little fella ran away in December too, you know. And you guys, it's heartbreaking because in the search group they're showing where they're leaving messages out in the woods, and even on the flyers they're sharing directly to Ryan saying it's safe, you can come out now, they're in jail, you know. And so I do want to reiterate that, because in the press conference too, the chief, he says that this child will absolutely not go back to that environment. They just want him to come out so that they can give him the medical care that he needs and deserves. And I just want to tell you that in cases like this, I have worried before that spreading awareness for them would be the wrong thing. And so I talked to my friend B Crumbs about it, and we did research on this and things like that, and we know that a 12-year-old cannot make it on their own. And B Crumbs has she has, me and her are together on this, that if that chief doesn't follow through, we are going to make sure that he follows through. You know, we're both going to make sure that he follows through and takes care of this child like he's saying. And let me show you these two stars. George Franklin Cole. And so right after they did that interview on the 7th, that's when they were charged and booked at the Caddo County jails. That's him. And then this is her, Mother of the Year right here. Yeah. So right after they did that interview, let me show you one more, a little bit more of the interview that they did that day, right before they were booked.
Ryan Davis's parents arrested just hours after interviewing with News 4.
The little boy has been missing since January 2nd. State investigators saying he's been physically and sexually abused.
News 4's Abigail Franklin has been on this story from the very beginning.
Abigail, update us tonight.
Well, Heather, Kevin, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says the environment that Ryan was in was not safe. They say when he is found, he will not go back there.
And it was deemed that it was not a safe environment for him.
The search continues for missing 12-year-old Ryan R.J. Davis after his mom and stepdad were arrested Wednesday on multiple child abuse complaints.
There was apparent harm done to this child while he was living with these two parents.
The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says they wanted to look at why Ryan would have left the home to begin with. So they looked into his home life and learned Ryan was abused by Kimberly and George Cole.
All we want to do is lay eyes on this child, get him the medical care that he needs, and assure him physically and emotionally he will not be returning back to that environment.
So see that right there. And I do believe, looking in that chief's eyes, I do believe he means what he says. But if there's some reason, I mean, they sent him back before he was sent back in December. He was returned to that home. So if there's some reason that he would, we're not, all the aunties and the uncles, we're not going to put up with it. No.
On Wednesday, I talked with both of them, and they shared details of their living conditions.
We went to the hotel because we live in a fifth wheel travel trailer, and we just can't have showers with everybody in the house. I've already had DHS out and everything. Cops
we
have already
were
looked at
cleared
him.
by DHS. The cops have searched him. There is no abuse. There's no nothing.
Of viewers.
I thought that was real rich, wouldn't you? He said the cops, DHS have been out. We've been cleared. There was no abuse. And I don't know what time this interview was, but at 10 p.m. that night, she was arrested. And a few hours after that, 2 hours after that, probably after they got done booking her, he was booked in at 12 a.m. So there absolutely was, Mr. Sir, there absolutely was.
Sending this photo to us as investigators searched the parents' property prior to their arrest, showing the deplorable conditions.
Oh, it's just overwhelming.
Ryan's biological uncle also speaking out about the conditions on the property, seeing it for himself for the first time.
Actually, it's just heartbreaking to look at this and see what he has to live with and go through every day, and not knowing exactly what he really went through.
Ricky says the mom and stepfather prevented him from seeing Ryan for years and wants him to know there are family members who love him.
And he needs to know he has family that he hasn't got to be around that loves him very much.
Now, Ryan has still not been found. Law enforcement have actually been searching that same property today in hopes of finding him, but they do believe he is still alive. So if you have any information, call police. Live in Chickasha, Abigail Franklin, Oklahoma's News 4.
And I'm not saying that that dude is lying. They absolutely could be a good placement for him, and they probably do love him a whole lot. I just want everybody checked out, and I'm sure they will before he's placed anywhere, because like I said in my community post, he deserves a chance to heal. He's been through so much. Bless his little heart. Hey, witchy woman, good to see you. How are you? We're just getting ready to watch the press conference. This was done. Okay, so he went missing on last Friday, the 2nd, and we didn't really hear about it. It wasn't posted about until this Tuesday, the 6th, by the Chickasha Police. And then they asked on the 7th, the next day, for the OSBI to help them out. So, let me see, what day were the parents arrested? The 7th. So the same day that the 7th. So the same day that the OSBI starts helping, they arrest the parents. So they're making great progress very quickly, but was it quick enough to find this little fella, So after they arrest the parents on the 7th, the 8th is when they do this press conference. So I wanted us to watch that now.
McKee, I'm the Public Information Manager with the OSBI. I have the Chief of Police with the Chickasha Police Department, as well as the Assistant Chief, too. As we've been working on this in a collaborative effort to locate this 12-year-old boy. What I can tell you is the latest we have is that we are still searching for him at this time. He has not been found. We are still receiving several tips. We are still following up on those tips, but the boy has not been found. We do believe that he is still alive at this time, and so we're doing everything we can to locate him.
Me too. Vanessa says, I hope this boy just ran away from the situation instead of them unaliving him. Me too. Me too. And they do reiterate here that they do believe he's still alive, and we're going to have hope. We always have hope on this channel and in this community until it absolutely you know, we until we get the bad news, but we always have hope until then, and we have to have hope because I don't think that we can share about these cases if we don't have hope, so we'll keep praying. Absolutely.
The other update we have, since we had last spoke yesterday, is that as this investigation continued, the OSBI made contact with the 12-year-old boy's parents, that is his biological mother and his stepfather. During the conversation with them, it was learned that there was apparent harm done to this child while he was living with these two parents. Based on everything that we were able to gather, based on search warrants that we conducted, and that's multi-jurisdictional agencies that were involved in those, we came to the conclusion that both parents were arrested on child abuse complaints. Multiple child abuse complaints as we move forward with this investigation. And so those two parents, as of late last night, were booked into the Caddo County Jail, where they will be at this time. Official charges, of course, will go through the District 6 District Attorney's Office as we move forward with that.
Guys, and when I looked them up on the Caddo County Jail website, and it says crimes against nature for her and conspiracy for him, and when I just looked up the law of what that means, crimes against nature, it will absolutely make you sad, mad, sick, physically sick, and it's awful. It says it refers to, okay, trigger warning, you guys. It refers to specific sexual acts considered unnatural. So, with humans, with animals, with non-consenting parties, minors, all kinds of awful stuff, and that's on the mother, the bio mother, crimes against nature. And for him, it's conspiracy. And they're going to tell us a little bit more here, why it's conspiracy. But he does explain it that it is child abuse and child SA crimes. But I forgot to look that up earlier, what it says specifically. And it's what I thought. Absolutely awful. Aww. Thank you, Miss Alma. She says, Mo and Co. I gotta go, but I just want to let you know that for what it's worth, I'm very proud of you, and tell your mom that she raised a great human and be proud of herself. Oh, thank you. That really means a lot, Miss Alma. I look up to you and a lot of you guys. I look up to a lot of you guys you don't even know. And I value a lot of your opinions, and that means so very much to me. Thank you. Carl, I forgot that one. Oh, grateful. I really, really hope your dream comes true. I really, really, really do. Absolutely. Hey, Chroma Chronicles, how are you? How are you? Um, you guys, I am going to drop Chroma's channel. She covered the Winter Wagner case. And guys, Winter was found. She was found alive. And it was a long time that she had been missing. So we absolutely do have to have hope. You never, ever, ever know. And so please check out her channel too. And she still covers Sebastian Rogers' case. And I think that's why this case hit me so close to my heart, because it reminds me of a lot of Sebastian. And but unfortunately, Ryan, we know his home life was awful before he left. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Krama. I adore all of you guys too. Every single one of you all. Absolutely, I do.
I can say from the OSBI standpoint is when the Chickasha Police Department requested us to look into this case, not only was it important for us to locate this child safely, but we also needed to look into the entire aspect of this case and find out, why is this child missing from the very beginning for multiple days, what's going on, and what's going on with his home life, as well as we kind of dig deep and find out a little bit more into what has caused this. And based on those findings, it was important for us to talk to his parents, find out a little bit more about what was going on at home during that time. And as we looked into it, making sure that when this child is safe, that he stays safe and that he goes home to a safe environment moving forward was very important for us. And it was deemed that it was not a safe environment for him. So that's why these two parents are behind bars at this time. We are encouraging people. We understand there's been a lot of Facebook posts and comments about the boy has been seen here and there. We've followed up on all of those so far. What we can still say is that the last time that this 12-year-old boy was confirmed seen was that January 2nd date here in Chickasha. So we are still encouraging people, please reach out to us, contact us. If you see where this boy might have been, where he's going, other people that might have been in contact with him up until he went missing, please reach out to us. We will follow up on all those tips. We've had search parties with all these jurisdictional agencies yesterday, all through tonight, today, as we move forward with this process. And so, again, these arrests are just one step, but the ultimate goal will not change. We need to locate this child safely and bring him home as quickly as we possibly can. I'll field some more questions, but I'm going to have Chief say a few words too.
I just wanted to say real quick to everybody, we appreciate so much the efforts. As Hunter said, this has been a multi-jurisdictional effort. So between Chickasha Police, OSBI, Grady County, I believe Caddo County, OHP, and others, this has been quite an effort. Culminated last night with the 2 arrests that Hunter made mention of. The important thing is, already this morning we're following up on at least 2 other tips as we speak. Here's what I need from everybody listening. This child will not be going back to that home. All we want to do is lay eyes on this child, get him the medical care that he needs, and assure him physically and emotionally he will not be returning back to that environment. So if anybody out there listening.
See, guys, I believe him. And he knows that we're all gonna make sure of that too. But I don't know if you guys ever thought about it, but I don't know if you thought about it, Chroma, but sometimes if they ran away from a bad home, I feel bad about spreading awareness for them, because I think, well, maybe they're better off, if they ran from, because we know that sometimes CPS puts them straight back into that environment. So sometimes I have thought about it, but I've spoken to my friends about it, and they say, no, we absolutely have to have them fined, because what kind of misfortune can especially like a 12-year-old get into out there alone, So I do believe this fella in this instance. Oh, but I also wanted to say, he said that they have looked into some sightings, and in one interview, I don't think I played it, but the mother says, well, he was seen by a state trooper at 11:45 that night, but the officer says here that they've looked into all those sightings, and the only confirmed one was the one that is in the flyer, that he was seen at 11:20 p.m. by the Quality Inn. So it kind of makes me really, really nervous that she's saying that those sightings were confirmed, because they weren't. Chroma says, it's a thin line, Mo. We just have to get the awareness out there. Yeah, I knew that you would feel me. Oh, yeah, that would be great. You do the best songs. They always hit my feels.
Through media, through social media, through any source, can bring him here, I will personally meet with this child. We want to get him safe, and we want to get him medically cleared so that he is good. Thank you.
Questions?
Based on what you've learned, can
Yeah.
you talk about the environment he was living in and specifically the harm done?
Specifically, the harm done, we cannot go into that yet. It is still an ongoing investigation. Now, when this child is found, there will be updates of.
I turned it up a bit, you guys, so we could hear the news anchor's questions. I can also boost it if we need to, but just watch your ears because I did turn it up a little bit.
What our findings are. So we will eventually go into that and when these charges are officially filed. But as of right now, specifics on that, we just can't go into that right now.
Do you believe that the parents have something to do with this little boy's disappearance?
We believe that the parents caused, like I said, harm. Now, this last time that the boy went missing, was it specifically because of the harm done to him by these parents? We're just not sure about that yet. That's why, that we're going to still dig into, what was going on at home during that time. So that's something that we will certainly still continue to look into as this moves forward. But it was very clear that it was not a safe environment for this child at home.
Had DHS been called to this home before?
We have been in contact with DHS. We can get that for you to double check on that. I would like to talk to them about that, though.
You went out to the property yesterday to interact with them. Can you kind of tell us, did you search the property? Is there anything that you guys found while you were out there, or was that just specifically just to apprehend them?
The property was searched, and like I said, we had followed up on multiple properties within the Grady County and Caddo County areas. But again, specifics that were found during our search warrant, just can't unveil that yet.
Can you describe the conditions of the home?
Probably not yet.
Can you speak to why the parents were charged with conspiracy and crimes against nature, the counts themselves?
Sure. It was child abuse and then child sexual abuse that was complaints to both parents. The conspiracy, of course, is because they were, together when these crimes did occur towards this child. And so that's what we have so far. Now, of course, when this reaches the DA, we'll see what charges are officially filed. But based on our conversation with the parents, that's what the OSBI, that's what our complaints for the arrests were made.
So what's on Caddo County's further booking, that is correct then, the crimes against nature and the conspiracy?
Correct.
Along with child abuse by?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And you say sexual abuse, do you have evidence that, or have they told you?
Again, not going into specifics, but based on what we were able to find in the conversations with those parents, yes. That's why those complaints were placed there, and that's why that's part of it.
At the on the news last night, they were saying that they were waiting for the charging documents to come out, and this is one time that I don't know that I want to read them, but I'm going to because this little boy lived through it, so I can read it, but I just can't imagine. Bless his little heart, you guys.
Arrest.
Was there any incident on that? Did they tell you what the incident was on Friday? There's been a few stories that have circulated around as far as what happened that Friday before he disappeared, but do you have any idea?
We were able to unveil part of the story of what might have occurred before that boy went missing, but obviously it's going to be very important when we find and locate this child to find out a little bit more of what had occurred, up until that January 2nd date.
Any clue how long it might have been going on?
No, we're still looking into that, and an exact timeline of how long exactly, not sure. But we know that from the timeline that we do have and what was found, it was harm that was caused to this child.
Is it possible it could have happened the first time they ran away?
Yeah, it is possible. We just haven't found that concrete that it had happened in those other times that he went missing.
Are there any other children in the home?
Chief? There was, no, there was not.
He said the other times he went missing. He didn't say the other time. So there was the one time in December that I found, but wonder how many other times. And that would be how many other times did CPS and law enforcement fail this child? You know?
You guys are obviously still continuing the search for this boy. What gives you, not necessarily the confidence, but what makes you guys think that he's still around this area? Is there searches going on in other counties or other parts of the state as you look for this boy? Based on what everything we've been able to find so far, we're talking about a 12-year-old boy who we believe was on foot. And so when you're talking about the last time that he was seen was in Chickasha here in town, of course, where the parents' residence was in Caddo County down by Cement. And so, you know, you're talking about a rural area in between Caddo County and then here in Chickasha. But everything that we've been able to see so far, we do believe that he is somewhere in that area of these two counties.
The last sighting was at the, I'm assuming you're talking about the Quality Inn, or at least somewhere
Yes,
here in
right,
town.
right.
Do you have evidence? Like, do we have him on video? Is that how we know he's confirmed that was his last sighting? Because I know there's been a lot of people saying that they've seen him in other places, and of course, you guys have said you've searched for them. But are those not true sightings, or can you elaborate on that?
You're talking about the last time that we had confirmed that he was seen. Yes, those are confirmed sightings that he was seen. You know, I can't go into the specifics of what we had seen, but we were able to use the resources there in town of those nearby buildings to confirm that he was there at that time. And again, like we said, that was right down the street here. And so, you know, Chickasha residents of Caddo, Grady County have done a great job of reaching out to us. We need them to continue to do that.
I guess, what's your next step moving forward from here?
Next step is these.
The citizens in this area have been absolutely wonderful, you guys. I don't see that in some cases, unfortunately, that I speak about, but on this one, they are going above and beyond. And there were so many people at the vigil last night. A lot of the videos of the news haven't come out yet about that, but I do have a short that I'll show you guys next. And there were so many people there, and they're not just coming to the vigils to pray, but they're searching. There is, again, you guys, I want to, if you go to my Facebook here, in my last post, I have, if you click on their name in blue, it's Find RJ. If you click on that in blue, and if you're local or you can come at all, that's where they organize their searches at. And there's so many, you guys. They have their own Stephen Crabtree too. His name is Stephen, and he's doing the drones there for them. And I thought, oh my goodness, they have a Stephen Crabtree too. But so they're looking on the drones, and they said that they had 100 searchers, but I believe they have way more than that, really, to be honest. And there is a form on there, a Google Docs form that you fill out, and it helps everybody know where you're searching at and things like that. But they also have organized searches too. So if you'll go to my last post on my Facebook and click it in blue, it'll take you where you can help for the searches and to hand out flyers and stuff like that. And it breaks my heart, you guys, when I think about on the flyers down at the bottom, they have a message directly to little RJ telling him that they're in jail and it's safe, you know.
You know, these large searches will continue. I mean, I've told you, it's not just us and Chickasha Police Department, Grady County Sheriff's Office, Caddo County Sheriff's Office, District 6 Task Force. Everybody's still working around the clock. There's been, you know, shift changes, obviously, but these comments that we get, whether it's social media, whether it's through our tip line, straight calls, we are following up on these. And so it's just a continuous, maybe seeing where he might have been, where he is going. But we will not stop until this child is found.
Are you using drones?
Yes, we're using everything necessary. Drones, dogs, everything that we get a tip on, we're using all those, the technology and resources to see where exactly this child might have been.
Are there volunteers that have come forward
Yes, I can say that I actually got a call this morning. And so there are people that have helped, that are wanting to continue to help. And you guys know, not just here in the Grady County area, but throughout the entire state, we always have people step up and help with that, and we really appreciate it.
Where are you concentrating your search right now?
Just in those 2 county areas. So in between where that residence was down in Cement up until Chickasha is where it's concentrated. Of course, if we get a tip, anything outside of these 2 counties, of course, we're going to look and we're going to use our resources, but that's where it's concentrated so far.
Do we think he's been staying outside, or do you think he's got some shelter somewhere?
We're just not sure. I mean, you would hope he's got shelter, but I mean, you know, guys, we've talked about this. I mean, this is multiple days now of a 12-year-old boy. I mean, it's to a point where he needs to be found as quickly as possible, because, you know, not knowing where he is, not knowing where he's staying, it's extremely scary.
Any chance an amber alert may be issued at some point, or are we beyond that? Or?
No. From what we've been able to gather, that will not. So we'll be able to continue to use what resources we have to push that out.
Not to drill into the ground, but have you gotten any hits like from using dogs, or have you seen anything on drones? Have you used thermal at all? Or?
Yeah, we've used all that, but in terms of actual, like you called it, hits to see, no, we have not gotten that yet. But we're still using all of that.
What's your reaction to just what you've learned about what's happened to this boy in his home?
This is extremely sad. This is a horrific case so far for everybody involved. I mean, again, you're talking about a 12-year-old boy, where it was seen that he was, you know, living in a household where he didn't get to live a life of a normal 12-year-old boy. And so what we've discovered that he had to go through during this time, it's extremely sad. And now he's, you know, no one knows where he is. He's, you know, out on the streets possibly. It's extremely sad, but again, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that he is found safe.
He said he didn't get to live the life of a normal 12-year-old boy. Well, we got to find him, and then hopefully he will. I wanted to show you guys this. This was a short from the vigil last night, and then I'll show you a video of his dad where his dad spoke a little bit.
What you're looking at is the vigil here in Chickasha for that missing 12-year-old RJ Davis. He still has not been found. OSBI has now offered some reward money, about $5,000, for any information that leads to his location. Now, the purpose of all this is just simply...
Yep, yesterday the OSBI did announce a $5,000 reward, so hopefully that, with the chief's promise that he'll get the care and treatment that he needs and deserves and won't have to go back there. Hopefully that'll help him be found. But look at all these people, you guys, and they said that there was a bunch of preachers there too.
Simply to gather, to pray, to be with RJ's family members. Some of them are here as well. And there have been several pastors here that are praying currently for RJ's safe return, as well as his own safety. At this point, like I said, RJ has still not been found. It's an ongoing search effort. And there have been people all over Caddo and Grady counties that have really tried to find RJ in the last 24 to 48 hours. In fact, I've heard some stories of people that took off work today just to go looking for this 12-year-old. So we're continuing to follow it. Once again, this is the vigil happening in Chickasha that's ongoing Friday night. Good evening, y'all. Jason Berger, KOC.
Okay, and now I have a video of his dad speaking at the vigil that I'll show you guys. I'm sure some more will be coming out later, but this is what they had out so far. And when I play these videos, you guys, I always drop the links in chat so that you can watch them later if you'd like to.
Yeah, guys, RJ's dad was here at the vigil in Chickasha tonight, and he made it very clear he's willing to do whatever it takes to help find his son. But he also said he hasn't seen his son in several years, he hasn't had contact with him, and he blames one of the suspects.
Heartbroken. I'm feeling really a lot of anxiety to find him because he's got to be somewhere. Whether it's for the good or the bad, we need to know.
Robbie Frederick Jr. attended the vigil in Chickasha Friday night.
Just let him come home. Let him come home and let us know that he's safe. This ain't fair to him, and it ain't fair to the parents that do love and care for the kids. I mean, who would want to be in this predicament?
It's now been a full week since his son, 12-year-old RJ Davis, was last seen. He admitted to us he hasn't had contact with his son for about 8 years.
George Cole kept me out of it, and Kim let me try, and Junior shut it down.
Robbie had a previous relationship with the other suspect, Kimberly Cole, and I asked Robbie if he thought RJ had access to a phone.
So, like I told you guys before, he said he hasn't seen him in 8 years, so since he was around 4. And he said that the stepfather was the biggest reason. But like I told you guys, nobody would be telling me what to do with my son and his other bio parent as long as that parent was good, was a good place and a good influence and things like that, which we don't know the whole story here. But it couldn't be as bad as the situation he was in my opinion. Definitely not.
Phone or any kind of communication.
I guess Kim's side of the family did say he did have a phone at time, but it kept getting taken away from him. So I don't know.
The search effort continues for 12-year-old RJ, who also goes by Riker. He was last seen around 11 p.m. on January 2nd at 4th Street and East Grand Avenue near the Quality Inn in Chickasha. Thursday, law enforcement officials were searching a property north of Cement, where his parents, Kimberly and George Cole, ran a horse training business. Robbie has a message for his son.
Riker, Dad's here. Your real dad is here looking for you, and I'm out tonight looking for you. And I am going to find you, whether which way I got to go to do it.
And Friday, OSBI said they're now offering up to $5,000 for information on the location of 12-year-old RJ. But at last check, guys, that search is still ongoing. Live in Chickasha tonight, Jason Berger, KOCO 5 News.
I did. I also spoke with investigators on their search for 12-year-old Ryan Davis, who goes by RJ. OSBI believes this little boy is still alive, but as we enter day 6 since RJ was last seen, the search grows more and more urgent. 5 days after 12-year-old Ryan Davis.
And this is a little bit of the searchers, you guys, and I think this is the one that shows their Stephen Crabtree.
Davis, known as RJ, disappeared from this hotel on 4th Street in Chickasha. Police arrested his mom and stepdad. Kimberly and George Cole face charges of conspiracy, crimes against nature, along with child abuse and child sex abuse.
It was learned that there was apparent harm done to this child while he was living with these two parents. The boy has not been found. We do believe that he is still alive at this time.
In a powerful moment, the Chickasha police chief promised RJ would not return to that home, urging anyone who knows where RJ is to step forward.
Anybody out there listening through media, through social media, through any source, can bring him here. I will personally meet with this child. We want to get him safe, and we want to get him medically cleared so that he is good.
I have a son that's 14, and I just couldn't keep seeing his face and not hear reports that he was found and do nothing.
Now there is a community effort to find the 12-year-old boy. A volunteer group called Find RJ Davis is assisting law enforcement search for RJ through coordinated canvassing to cover.
That was the one I was telling you guys about. That's the site to go to if you're in the area and can help at all.
For more ground, the founder Elena Taylor said she couldn't stand by and do nothing. This was her message to RJ.
You have escaped something that I think most of us can't really imagine. And the reality is the public, I certainly don't. I don't think the public knows what went on in your home. You are in no way in trouble, and there absolutely are safe adults. So if you are not with a safe adult right now, if somebody's telling you that you can't come forward, don't listen to them.
Oh no, guys. I took us out of it. I think that one was about over anyways. Let me find, there was just one more that I wanted to show you guys, and then I'll let you guys go. This one hit my heart because they're leaving now sleeping bags and stuff like that for him too. Bless his heart. She had a good message. That was a good message that she had. You're definitely not in trouble. Yes, Elizabeth, absolutely. Please. And I have I have his missing flyer and more photos of him on my community tab too. And please keep an eye out there, you guys, for hopefully I can give us a good update. You guys know I love the good updates, and we never get enough of them. So please keep an eye there too, and hopefully I can give us a good update very, very soon. Okay, there's one last video that I wanted to show you guys. Let me get us there.
Marks a week since a 12-year-old boy vanished from Chickasha.
Ryan Davis, or RJ, was last seen January 2nd. His mother and stepfather have now been charged with child abuse and child sexual abuse. Now state agents are offering a financial reward for anyone with information who knows where RJ might be right now.
We want to go to KOCO's Kylie Thomas joining us live near Cement with the very latest on the search. Kylie?
Yeah, that's right. OSBI is now offering $5,000 to anyone who can confirm RJ's location, leading to his safe return. While law enforcement continues searching, local volunteers spent the day canvassing the area, searching for RJ.
So we've just been walking around, just yelling, RJ, RJ!
Down country roads, around lakes, and through fields. Volunteers spent Friday searching for 12-year-old Ryan Davis, who goes by RJ. Volunteers met at the Leg Lamp in Chickasha, where they grabbed flyers, water, sleeping bags, and gloves before splitting up to cover more ground.
I think I'm not the only mother that lost a lot of sleep last night, and I think our community.
See, guys, they're handing out sleeping bags and stuff for him too. That was a good idea too. And they're leaving the notes. Like I said, I've been seeing photos in this group where they're leaving written notes on buildings in the area and such. And somebody in the group had a good idea because he's been homeschooled. They don't know the level of his education. So they're leaving really primary letters, and just very, very short. And that touched my heart too.
Community was ready for action. Everyone really just, came out, bundled up, ready to be directed somewhere, and we're all just eager to find RJ.
Friday marks 1 week since RJ was last seen. Volunteers say they aren't giving up hope.
We all have kids around the same age, so this kind of near to our hearts, and we want to make sure this boy is safe and found.
On the missing persons flyer, volunteers left a message specifically for RJ, telling him that his parents have been arrested, that he does not have to return back to that house, and he is in no way in trouble. Reporting live from Cement, Kylie Thomas, KOC.
I think that's all I have about little RJ today, you guys. Like I said, the charging documents are supposed to be coming out soon, and hopefully I pray that there's a good update that I can share with you guys. But before I left, there is, I like to leave us on a good note, and a lot of the times that well, thank you, KK. Thank all of you guys for coming and listening about him. And I wish that I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to spread awareness for him, for any of them. But there was a mother and an 8-month-old little girl, and I didn't speak about their case publicly, but I did cover it. And I believe that it was weeks or maybe even over a month. And Adventures with Purpose ended up finding them underwater, unfortunately. But this is a good case. It was a 22-year-old mother and her 8-month little girl. And it was an unsung hero in this adventure, and it was the Dickinson Police Department. And it says on January 1st, 2026, at approximately 9:38 p.m., the Dickinson Police Department received an emergency call in reference to a major accident that occurred at 517 Road. The caller advised that a vehicle had crashed in the Dickinson Bayou. Prior to officers' arrival, a Good Samaritan who wishes to remain anonymous used a kayak to reach the submerged vehicle and safely remove the driver and an infant child. So he got there before the police could even get there. And it said officers arrived on scene and conducted an investigation. Alcohol or drugs were not determined to be factors in this accident. The driver of the vehicle and infant were checked by Dickinson EMS and were found to have no injuries. No injuries, you guys. How wonderful is that? And the Good Samaritan was a homeless man. This is in Texas too. They we all got to watch Carl, Elizabeth. We all got to keep our eyes on Carl. Yes, guys, and Van just dropped her link. Please be sure to check out her channel. She does the most wonderful photos. And if you guys have any questions about it, she'll help you. So feel free to ask her anything. She has a wonderful eye for photography. I'm always telling her that. So there was a little video about that I wanted to show you guys. It was a homeless man who saved the 22-year-old and her baby.
Firefighters say a mom and a baby are now recovering after being rescued from Dickinson Bayou.
Yes, officials say a homeless man jumped into action when he saw their minivan crash right into the water. ABC 13's Courtney Carpenter is live at UTMB over in League City to explain what happened here, Courtney.
Yeah, good morning to you, Charlie and Jeff. The mom and her baby were brought here to the hospital after the crash, and thankfully this morning officials tell us they're going to be okay. They were not seriously hurt. Now, what happened, the crash was around 9:40 last night as the mom was driving her minivan on FM 517. It's unclear why she lost control, but she told first responders she hit a curb on the bridge and ended up veering across.
Did you guys see the water is all the way up to the back window in that car? I am so it's 1,000 wonders and a miracle and God that they weren't seriously injured but had no injuries. And thank God for that, for putting that homeless man in the right place at the right time. And he's wished to stay anonymous, and I can understand that, but I'm sure that the community would donate, to him if he put up a fund. But bless him for he just did what he did, and not for recognition, right?
Several lanes of traffic and then into the bayou. From there, officials say a homeless man who stays in a wooded area near the bayou saw the crash happen and then paddled his canoe out to rescue the mom and the baby. By the time the man was able to get them to shore, Dickinson police were on the scene too. The video you're seeing now shows what happened next. Dickinson Volunteer Fire Department had their boat out. They took the tow truck driver out to the van so they could hook it up and begin the process of pulling the van out of the water, which they say took about 2 hours. Now, we'll be following up with Dickinson police later on this morning, just trying to get a few more details about this crash. But the good news is, thankfully this morning, that mom and her baby will be okay. And that man who saw what happened was willing to jump in and help out. Reporting live here in League City, Courtney Carr.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Courtney. That wasn't good news that the baby and her mom were okay. That was absolutely wonderful news. Right, guys? Hey, NorCal, you been missing, buddy. We were about to put out a missing report on you, mister. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys so very much for coming today. It really, really means so much, because you guys could send, money and, all that, but you can, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. And your guys' time to me is more precious than money. It really, really is. And you could be spending it anywhere, and you spend it here listening about the stories that mean a lot to me, and I know they mean a lot to you guys too. So I will play us out on our intro and share some more photos of little RJ. And please continue praying for him, you guys. Please, please, please. And please pray for the searchers too. It's really cold out there, I reckon, right now. And they're always at risk too. Okay, I love you all. I'll see you later.
They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced yet. I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice redo? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing. Send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tide, scared or alone, I hope you feel seen through the screen in your home, because God hears whispers, not just the loud, and He's working right now, even in the crowd. So we pray for the missing. Every single time we pray for the answers in God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. Still believing God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name. And I trust what He's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.